Why SRP of hydrogen is 0? If she is 0, how do we calculate all other electrode potentials? Let's learn in this video. Hello dear students, today we are going to discuss electrochemistry second lecture, which is SHE. In the previous lecture we discussed galvanic cell, all other related stuff, representation, E0 cell, everything. If anybody not watched, you just watch that. You can continue this so that it will be more clear. So in this video we are discussing SHE and why it is used as reference electrode and other related points, and after that we discuss even Nernst equation. See, if you observe in NCERT book, they might given element reactions or reactions and SRP value, standard reduction potential. So Zn plus 2 to Zn, the SRP value is minus 0.76. Cu2 plus 2 Cu, the SRP value will be 0.34. These values how they measured, that everyone get doubt. That values measured with the help of SHE, students. Standard hydrogen electrode is a reference electrode used in the measuring of standard electrode potential for other electrodes. So we assume or we assign the SHE value, means hydrogen electrode value or electrode potential value considered as 0. That is how we can determine other electrode potential values. How it is possible, we can discuss with examples. So here 0 volt is assigned by convention, not by measured. So what is the why we need to use SHE for determining electrode potential of other elements? So absolute electrode potential cannot be measured with a single electrode. It will always potential difference exist between two electrodes. That's why we cannot determine electrode potential for single metal or element. So that's the reason they choose one of the reference electrode. In this case we are taking SHE. All other electrode potentials are measured to relate SHE. So how it will work, we can discuss. Think that SHE is like sea level for measuring height. So how SHE will be apparatus wise, we can see in this diagram. So this is the one of the cell. In that we take 1m HCl or H2SO4 concentration, and here middle platinum electrode we keep, and with the help of platinum wire, and there will be one inlet here that is used for passing 1 atm, like hydrogen gas with 1 atm pressure, and platinum electrode is used in this along with that 1m concentrated HCl. When the hydrogen gas enter into the cell, when that hydrogen gas touch to this platinum electrode, it ready to undergo oxidation. So half H2 H plus electron. So this is oxidation. So similarly H plus accept electrons and becomes half H2 when the H plus ions from electrolyte touch to this electrode. Here two reactions are possible. When SHE act as anode, when SHE act as cathode, depends on the electrode which is connected. Working principle of SHE. Here we are connecting Zn electrode with the hydrogen electrode. So Zn act as anode because Zn is more reactive than hydrogen, and after some time the electrode potential difference existed between these two, which is this one is 0.763. So according to E0 cell formula, E0 cell equals to E0 cathode minus E0 anode. So E0 cathode value will be 0 because hydrogen electrode SHE, and E0 anode value will be 0.763. So what is the E0 cell in the sense, what in this E0 Zn2 plus 2 Zn. So E0 Zn2 plus 2 Zn value is minus 0.763. That's how they determine standard electrode potential of all the metals. However, we did in case of zinc in this. Suppose if copper is connected. If copper is connected, how to do it? See, copper. So copper is more less reactive than hydrogen. In that case, copper we place it at cathode, copper electrode in copper sulfate solution, and hydrogen electrode place it as anode. Anode, platinum wire. So this is 1mHCl. So hydrogen act as anode in this, copper act as cathode in this. So after some time, if you observe, the electrode potential value will be minus 0. No, not minus 0.34. So how to determine this? E naught cell equals to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. So here cathode value will be 0.34 minus of minus 0.0 volts, because anode is hydrogen, cathode is copper. So if you take the value is 0.34. Here what we have to understand, SHG connecting to copper electrode, whatever the potential difference happened in this cell, that belongs to copper alone, because we are assigning 0 for SHG. That's how we can determine the electrode potential of any elements. Clear? So this is about SHG, the purpose of SHG and other related points. So in this case, what are the reactions? Since hydrogen act as anode, H2 converted into 2H plus 2 electrons. This is the reaction at anode. And same way, cathodic reaction will be Cu2 plus converted into Cu by accepting electrons. So this is anodic reaction, this is cathodic reaction. Together we can write anode cathode reactions. This is the way to determine E naught or SRP values. Technically E naught is nothing but SRP only. Let's learn all the models of PYQs, board, NEET, JEE, all the model students. Some of questions of first two lectures. The questions related to mostly SRP. So E naught values are given in this and asking which is strongest oxidizing agent. So we have to check whether the given values are reduction or oxidation. So we already given as statements. Low SRP behaves as good reducing agent. High SRP1 behaves as good oxidizing agent. High SRP value 1 behaves as good oxidizing agent. Accordingly, you can see oxidation state of oxygen in O2 is 0, and in case of water it is -2. So 0 to -2 means reduction. So these are SRP values only. Here H2S2O8 or S2O8 -2. This is Marshall acid. So here oxygen oxidation state -1, not for every oxygen, one of the oxygen. In the case of SO4 2 it is -2, so it is also reduction. And Br2 Br minus 0 to -1 reduction. Au +3 to Au also reduction. The values given are SRP. Accordingly we can tell which is strong oxidizing agent. So answer is S2O8 -2, because that's having highest SRP value. Hope it is clear. And it doesn't, the SRP or E naught values doesn't depends on the number of electrons transferred. That is most important, because E naught cell is non-additive property. Coming to this, CO +3 electron, the values are given like this. Same like above question. Oxidizing power order they are asking. So oxidizing power, how to decide? Oxidizing power is just like same above. Higher the SRP value, more the oxidizing power. So same order it will be. Highest is for CO +3. Next 1.67, 1.61, 0.20. Accordingly we can find. So answer is fourth option. Coming to next, for the zinc copper cell shown as like this. This is a Daniell cell. Actually there is a diagram beside it. Daniell cell. We discussed completely about Daniell or galvanic cell. So E naught, if anyone not watched before video, watch. It is very clearly explained. E naught values given in this and identify the incorrect statement. I have given the conditions also. If E naught cell equals to 1.1, the cell will stop working. So cell will not work. Suppose if E naught value, E naught cell value is greater than 1.1 volts, the cell behaves as like electrolytic cell, or cell will get reversed, become electrolytic cell. Electrochemical cell become electrolytic cell, means non-spontaneous. And cell, if it is less than 1.1 volts, the cell will work properly. So cell work properly. So these conditions I have mentioned, students, already. These all are JEE questions and NEET questions also, even board questions related to the same. So E naught values given as like this. See, the same thing can come from last option, so that it's easy to solve fast. If E naught external is more than 1.1 volt, then Zn dissolves at Zn electrode. That means they are saying if E naught cell value, if it is greater than 1.1, still the cell will work as it is. So that's the wrong option. You can see before options, electron flow, if it is external, is electron flow from copper to zinc. That's correct, right? Because if it is less than 1.1, the electrons moving from anode to cathode, that means zinc to copper. So current is passing from copper to zinc. I also discussed why ammeter not used, why voltmeter only used, and how do we calculate EMF, all other things in the first video. Must watch, surely it will help clearly to understand. So this option, if external is less than 1.1, then zinc dissolves at anode, copper deposit at cathode. That's also correct. Means cell will work properly. If external value is 0, no flow of electrons or no redox reaction. So all these statements are correct except fourth option. So answer is fourth option. These are JEE PYQs. Coming to this, so they have given Zn 2 plus to Zn, which is minus 0.76. To maximum E naught cell per electron, choose highest E naught value, lower number of electron transferred. So Fe 2 plus to Fe is given. Electron changes to Ag plus to Ag is 0.8, and Fe 3 plus to Fe 2 plus 0.77. Au plus 3 to Au is 1.40. So E naught cell per electron maximum per. So this is the answer actually. So what is the given value? They are asking which one have more E naught cell value. So you can analyze. E naught cell equals to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. Cathode means more SRP value or higher SRP value or positive SRP value. So in this case, minus 0.44 minus 0.76 is first case. Second case is 0.80 minus of minus 0.76, and third case 0.77 minus of minus 0.76, which is 0.80 plus 0.76 in second option. Here is 0.77 plus 0.76, and fourth option 1.40 minus of minus 0.76, where we get maximum value, obviously this option. So answer is what? Au plus 3 to Au. Here they are asking per electron, but still the E naught value doesn't depends on the number of electrons exchanged, because it is non-additive property. So delta G naught depends, not E naught cell. So that answer is fourth option, students. Coming to this, so standard cell potential value they have asked. Standard cell potential value is given as like this. For this reaction, just they are asking which is the correct option. So in this case, Fe2 plus converted into Fe plus 3. So what is N value, students? 1. Is it oxidation or reduction? So Fe undergoing Fe2 plus to Fe3 plus, that means it is undergoing oxidation, means it acts as anode. Same way here N is equals to 1, Ag plus converted into Ag, that means plus 1 to 0 means reduction. So this value, this is called reduction process. Same, you can use the formula E naught cell equals to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. Just here E naught cathode value is how much? Fe, this one, right? X minus, what is the conversion? Fe3 plus to Fe2 plus, sorry, Fe2 plus to Fe3 plus is Y. And so what is the E naught cell value, students? E naught cell equals to X minus Y. That's the answer. Because these are reduction value, SRP value, so that they mentioned Fe3 plus to Fe2 plus. That is also important, whether they mentioned SRP or SOP. SRP means reduction, SOP means oxidation. So if you want to see the difference, Zn plus 2 to Zn means it is SRP. Zn to Zn plus 2 means it is SOP. So this one is converted into this one. So here higher oxidation state converting into lower oxidation state means plus 2 to 0. That is why it is SRP. But in this case 0 to plus 2 it is SOP, oxidation. So if they give SRP, you can use directly E naught cathode minus E naught anode. If they mentioned SOP, you have to take E naught anode minus E naught cathode. Hope it is clear. So the upcoming videos also going to come. Just watch.